If you're like me, you probably grew up watching LEGO Ninjago. I have been a fan of the show and also the LEGO since they debuted in 2011, especially the minifigures. So today, I'm going to talk about what I think are the best minifigures from the pilot season all the way to season 7. Let's start off with the pilot season, the golden weapons. My honorable mention for this one is going to be JDX. JDX was a very well made minifigure. I think the gold popped best on the blue minifigure more than all the other ninja suits. He came out in 2 sets, and one being an awesome lightning dragon set. My favorite minifigure for the golden weapon season is Samukai. I remember seeing Samukai when I was a little kid, thinking, wow, he's a really cool looking villain. He came out in 2 sets. Next up is Season 1, Rise of the Snakes. My honorable mention for this one is going to be the Snake General, Acidicus. Although Acidicus wasn't really a main part of the storyline like Pythor or Scales, I think he looked the coolest out of all the Snake Generals, in my opinion. He came out in the epic dragon battle. My favorite one is going to be NRGJ. Although the Energy Ninjas don't look nothing like the show versions, I think the Energy Ninjas were some of the best LEGO Ninjago minifigures made to this date. He only came out in a spinner set. Alright, let's get on to Season 2, the final battle. My honorable mention for this one is going to be Komodo Lloyd. He was a big part of the show. This is really what he looked like the entire season, but he only came out in a character encyclopedia. My favorite one for Season 2, Kozu. When I was looking online for what minifigures were in the final battle, I found out there was only 11 to choose from. So you probably understand why I chose Kozu. He's not one of my favorite villains. I mean, he was a pretty cool looking guy, but he wasn't one of my favorite characters. But since there was only 11 to choose from, I guess he was the coolest one to choose from there. He only came out in 1 set, being Garmatron. Alright, let's get on to Season 3, Rebooted. My honorable mention for Rebooted is Sensei Garmadon. I really like this minifigure because this is the first time seeing him as a good guy. Since the beginning, we always saw him as a villain. He only came out in 1 set, being the Nidroid Mech Dragon. My favorite minifigure for Rebooted is going to be no one other than the Overlord himself. He was the most evil villain in all of Ninjago history. He only came out in 1 set, being the Battle for Ninjago City. Get on to Season 4, Tournament of Elements. My honorable mention for the Tournament of Elements is going to be the White Pythor. Out of all the Pythor minifigures made, I think this one is my favorite out of all of them. Even though they made other ones that were similar. He only came out in 1 set, being the Ninja DBX. My favorite minifigure from Tournament of the Elements is the Elemental Master Karloff. The only sad thing is they never made the silver version of him. He only came out in 1 set, being the Dojo Showdown. Alright, let's get on to Season 5. Possession. My honorable mention for this one is going to be Moro. Moro was supposed to be the Green Ninja, and that's what made him a really cool villain. Came out in Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty. He also came out in an Air Jitsu set. My favorite minifigure from Possessed season is Possessed Lloyd. This is a really good character because Moro possessed the one character that could protect the ninja. He came out in 2 sets, one being Attack on the Moro Dragon, and the other being the City of Styx. Alright, let's get on to Season 6, Skybound. My honorable mention for this one is going to be Echo Zane. Echo Zane is a really underrated character in my opinion. Also the minifigure, because I feel like this minifigure should be worth a lot. My favorite minifigure from Skybound was Narcon. Narcon was a very intelligent villain. That's what I really liked about him. He played with the ninjas' emotions and their words and used it against them. They both came out in the Lighthouse set. And Narcon also came out in another set called Misfortune's Keep. Alright, this next one is actually a special. It's not actually a season, but it came out before Hands of Time, so I'm gonna also show you my favorite minifigures from this special as well. My honorable mention for this one is gonna be Air Jitsu Nia. I think she looked the best out of all the Air Jitsu ninjas. My favorite one for Day of the Departed is Master Yang. I really like him because he's a fallen master. They both came out in Air Jitsu Battlegrounds. Master Yang also came out in the Ultra Stealth Raider. Alright, let's get on to Season 7, Hands of Time. My honorable mention for this one is going to be Kai's mom, Maya. Although she's not as accurate as she is in the show, only her face feature, I think she's a very well made minifigure. I like her way more than the Rey minifigure. She came out in the Dragon's Forge. My favorite minifigure for Hands of Time is the Time Twin, Chronix. He came out in the Dawn of Iron Doom. I really liked him because he only came out in one set and they only made one version of him. Thank you guys for watching and have a good rest of your day.